Hey everyone, Cynthia Ray here. So welcome to day 2 of our 5-day fat loss after 40 boot camp. Excuse me. Anyway, happy Tuesday. I hope you had a moment to take a look at yesterday's class. Day 1, we were talking about consistency and the importance of building the habit of consistency in your everyday life and how that is so foundational to everything that we're going to be talking about for the rest of this week. So today we're going to talk about nutrition and nutrition for this season of life of being a female over 40 and how things change and how you need to know how to change your eating according to this particular stage of life, the stage of development in your life. So I'm going to share with you all about that today. First, we're just going to go over a little bit of housekeeping and make sure that we're all on track. So if you registered for this course, you have had a meal plan and a fitness calendar sent to your email inbox, or you can also go to my website, cynthiaray.com, and then log in on the upper right-hand corner, and you'll find a list of any of the things you've purchased from me in the past, including this class, the 5-day Fat Loss After 40 Bootcamp Challenge. Click on that, and then your resources will be right there. So again, cynthiaray.com. It's going to be really easy to find. Also, if you're watching me live on my YouTube channel, please take a moment to subscribe and like this video if you are enjoying the content that I'm sharing and want to get updates on new videos that come up with new information to help you on your wellness journey. So let me go ahead and announce today's winner from yesterday's homework assignment for our raffle. So we have Nicole Randolph. Congratulations, Nicole. You are the winner of the grab bag prize. So I have several books. I have my new one, Fat Loss After 40, my Stories of Its Glory testimonial book. We have the journal for my sugar detox book and the sugar detox book itself. So let me know which one of those you would like, or a coupon to my Etsy store with lots of different meal plans, lots of cute gifts, phone covers, t-shirts, really cute mugs, tote bags. There's a variety of things in there that you can choose from. So let me know what you would like, and I'm happy to send you a copy of a book or a coupon for my Etsy store. So anyway, congratulations, Nicole. Thank you for participating and sharing about your fasting schedule for this week or for yesterday. Okay, so before we get started, so every day this week, we're going to be meeting Monday through Friday. Today's Tuesday. We're going to be meeting at 8:30 a.m. PST or 11:30 Eastern. So make sure to join. If you aren't able to catch the live, then you can watch the replay. I'll be sending that to your email inbox. If you need to register, go ahead and do that so you can receive the recordings. What else? We'll be doing a homework assignment every day. So after today's homework, you're going to post or comment according to what the homework is for today, and then I'll send you a prize, and we'll announce the winner tomorrow for our raffle for participating in the homework. So if you do the homework, you'll be part of the raffle, and I will draw a raffle winner for the next day's prize. Okay. To make sure that you get the most out of our time today, make sure to minimize your distractions, close any extra tabs that you have open on your computer, or silence the notifications on your phone. Grab a pen and a paper or your device wherever you take notes, because I'm going to be running through lots of stuff today. I have basically I'm outlining or summarizing all the content of this new book that I have. So in less than 30 minutes. So grab a pen and paper and get ready to take some notes. All right, what else? Also, if you do have comments or questions during the time of this video today, then make sure to put them in the chat box, whether you're watching this in my Facebook page or on my YouTube channel, and I'll come back to those afterwards and review. So, all right, let's get ready to dive in. All right, so today we're going to be going over habit number 2 of fit, fabulous, and fierce women over 40 and what they do. So yesterday's habit number 1, like I said earlier, was about living out consistency and having a consistency mindset and what that actually takes. So with consistency, like we said, it's not perfection. We're looking for consistency and resilience. and just staying the course no matter what comes your way. But today we're going to talk about learning how to apply a fasting lifestyle and eating according to your hormonal needs at different stages in your life after 40. So after 40, you can be perimenopausal, where you still have a cycle, but it's kind of, a little erratic. And then you have that 1 year without a period when you end up in your menopausal year. And then you have your postmenopausal years after that, where hormones are lowered for the duration of your life. But I'm going to show you some really great techniques on how to manage these seasons of life the best way that we can to feel your absolute best as you age. Okay, so let's talk about this. I'm going to share with you a little bit of basic information about nutrition and fasting. So we have, as human beings and mammals, we have two systems of energy, two energy systems. We have a carbohydrate burning system and we have a fat burning system. So whether carbohydrates, we're getting them from food or getting using carbohydrates that are stored in our bodies, whether they're in our liver, in our muscles, sometimes excess carbohydrates are stored in our body fat cells, in joints, in our brain, in our eyes, in different parts of our body. But mainly we get our energy, carbohydrate energy from diet or from our liver, or use carbohydrate energy that's stored in our muscles for exercise. All right. The other system we have is the fat burning system. So our fat burning system, we can burn dietary fat as fuel, food that we get, healthy fats that we eat. We can also utilize body fat stores within our body for energy. So I say might as well learn how to tap into excess body fat stores because technically we don't need them. Plus they store a lot of toxins and things that you want to get rid of anyway. Bad estrogens that have gone awry, excess body fat, excess carbohydrate, excess water, and of course, excess fat. So might as well utilize that, get rid of it, and so you can live out your best life. All right. So in order to tap into your body fat stores, well, first of all, your carbohydrate burning system takes priority, right? So as soon as you put carbohydrate food in your mouth, it's digested immediately in your mouth with an enzyme called amylase. Digested immediately. For example, if you put a little piece of bread or a cracker in your mouth and just let it sit, it'll start to digest and break down, right? Even if it's like a piece of chocolate or something with carbohydrates, with sugar. Dark chocolate's different. It's higher in fat, so it's going to take longer to digest in your mouth. Anyhow, so it's a quick energy source. When you eat carbohydrates, it immediately goes into your bloodstream and is utilized for energy. With fats, it doesn't work that way. You have to ingest them, digest them, and metabolize them to get energy from them. So priority, our body uses its first priority of carbohydrates as energy. Once you have tapped out of stored carbohydrates or dietary carbohydrates, because either if you wait a while to eat, or if you've reduced the amount of carbohydrates that you've eaten, or if you're exercising, specifically high intensity interval training or strength training, and you have depleted your carbohydrate stores, then your body will move into body fat stores as a secondary source of fuel for energy. And that's where we want to get, right? So I'm going to teach you some tips on how to get there, but then also how to honor your body so that way you're getting the best hormonal balance you can in the process without stressing out your body. So speaking of stress, there are a couple of different types of stress. We have eustress, which is the positive stress, and we have distress, which is the negative stress, right? That'll elevate your cortisol levels, which will lead to body fat gain and offsetting hormones and imbalancing them and everything. So there's also another type of stress called hormetic stress. So hormetic stress is that kind of stress that you apply to your body, whether it's physical or mental, but actually helps you to grow and develop your mental and physical body. Okay, so for example, strength training. When you're lifting weights and you feel like, wow, I'm really getting fatigued and it can be very uncomfortable, that's hormetic stress, because when you're doing that, you're creating a stress, applying a stress to your body to just enough to that almost that tipping point right before it's about to be too much. And then your body's going to rebuild itself and you're going to get stronger. Same thing happens. We're going to talk about fasting today. Same thing happens with fasting. it takes time to build up your fasting muscle, your fasting strength. I don't expect anybody to start doing a long fast, a 24-hour, 36 or 72-hour, 48-hour fast from the get-go. You're going to feel horrible. Your body's not ready for that. Just like I wouldn't have you, run 5, 6, 8, 10, 20 miles if you're just starting to learn how to run and getting in shape for running. So you want to apply just the amount of stress to your body so that it can grow and develop and change in a positive way, right? However, if you apply too much stress to your body, it can break your body down, not build it up, right? So just like with exercise, if you do too much, you're going to break your body down. You're going to create a negative stress. If you fast too much, you're going to create a negative stress. If your cortisol is high because you tend to be a stressed out person or have a stressful, running all around, mind running all the time lifestyle, and you're not giving yourself a break and balancing it out with exercise or some kind of stress reliever, your cortisol, that hormone cortisol levels are going to be elevated, which are going to throw off your hormones, elevate your toxins. You're just not going to feel well. So if you are that type of person, you want to take fasting easy because you don't want to apply more negative stress to your body. Okay. Just like with exercise, if you have high cortisol, you don't want to exercise hard either. You want to take it easy and nurture your body to get those levels back down. So that way you can start burning body fat and nurture yourself in the process. Okay. So that's how that works. So in order to tap into body fat for fuel, we're going to be practicing some fasting this week. So we started a little bit yesterday. We're going to start out with 12 to 14 hours, and then we're going to build up to 16. So 16 hours is technically an intermittent fast. There's a whole fasting timeline I'm going to share with you in just a couple minutes. But 16 hours is a technical intermittent fast where you are tapping into body fat for fuel, metabolizing the excess stored body fat and releasing it so that way you can start losing body fat and then losing those toxins, losing the excess carbohydrate and carbohydrates in the form of sugar and what else? Water and body fat. All right. So the idea is releasing body fat is not so much about calories in and calories out. It's about, basically that means that you need to burn more calories than you consume. So that's partially true. When you're doing that to lose weight, over time, your metabolism is going to start slowing down to match the amount of calories that you are getting in for energy. So it's going to be harder to lose weight over time because your metabolism is slowing down to meet the amount of calories that you're eating. Okay. However, if you're looking at body fat loss as more of a metabolic process or a hormonal response, will have more longevity and more success with weight loss. Again, if your stress levels are high naturally, it's going to be harder to lose weight because elevated cortisol throws off your hormone balance and also your blood sugar. So speaking of that, all right. So when somebody has high stress or is eating a high carbohydrate diet on a regular basis and a low fat diet, you're going to be constantly triggering insulin, that hormone that comes in for digestion to break down carbohydrates and put them into your cells for energy. You're going to be triggering your pancreas to release insulin over and over again. And as it happens, your body will respond as like, oh, this is happening over and over again. I'm going to store this carbohydrate as body fat. When insulin is stimulated, that's what our body decides to do with a carbohydrate. So the idea is to keep your insulin levels low, to keep your blood sugar low, to stay under that insulin radar so that you're not triggering your body to store carbohydrates, or I guess carbohydrates as body fat. So in order to do that, you're going to eat mostly, not all the time, but mostly a ketogenic style diet. And I don't expect anybody to be 100% keto or 100% anything anytime, because it's not realistic. That's actually setting yourself up for disaster. I'm an eating disorders dietitian in the past mainly, but understand the concept of a diet mentality can actually break you more than help you. But I'm teaching wellness. I'm teaching how to work with your body to optimize your wellness and well-being and not do anything or expect yourself to do anything 100% because it's just not going to work. Anyway, so with that, the idea though overall is on a regular basis, as often as you can, you want to keep your insulin levels low by keeping your carbohydrate intake low, especially if you're eating a lot of foods that are higher in sugar and more toxic, or processed foods that are higher in toxins and carbohydrates. You're going to be storing more toxins, which will be more detrimental to your health overall. There's a lot more to that, but we only have so much time today. All right. So releasing body fat through fasting and keeping your insulin levels low is the slower road. It does take time, but it lasts a lot longer, and there's much more longevity to it. All right. What you're going to end up doing is you're going to open up your metabolism. It helps. It also helps to make sure that you're eating foods that are help to elevate estrogen, elevate progesterone levels, especially for those of you women who are perimenopausal and still do have an active cycle and bleeding. It's important to really track your cycle and understand where you are at in it, so you know how to eat, how to fast, and when to take a break with those things to alleviate stress on your body when, for example, the last 10 days of your cycle, days 20 to 28 or so, right before your period begins again, you want to make sure to nurture your body and not fast very much or at all, and increasing your carbohydrate intake of natural carbohydrates. That's why a lot of women, natural carbohydrates in order to elevate progesterone at that time, because progesterone needs to be elevated in order to allow your uterus to shed its lining. That's why a lot of women towards those last 10 days, the PMS time, crave carbs and sugar and chocolate and pizza and all that stuff. But that's not actually what your progesterone is wanting. Your progesterone is actually wanting natural carbs. So more of like potatoes and grains and tropical fruits and berries, things like that, in order to elevate progesterone, and will give you a better result. Plus extra magnesium at that time, those last 10 days of your cycle, to nurture your body, to reduce the PMS symptoms that you do have. So that'll help to reduce cravings as well. But anyway, yeah, it's really important to understand where you're at in your cycle. And I'm 47 and started tracking my cycle again within the last couple of years, so I would know when to fast and when to eat certain foods. So anyway, let me move on. Okay, so it's really important to give your hormones what they need, the foods that they need at the right time. If you no longer have an active period or bleeding, and you are menopausal, you can fast according to what I call, or what one of my women that I follow, Dr. Mindy, she calls the 5-1-1. So 5 days a week of intermittent fasting, 1 day a week of an extended fast, kind of pushing it a little bit longer, and then 1 day a week of taking the day off to kind of rebuild your hormone balance. If you are menopausal, if you are in that first year without having a period, things are going to be a little bit wacky. Your estrogen levels are going to be lower than they've ever been. And you may have some brain fog, general fatigue, maybe some hair loss, some bloating, some weight gain, just not feeling your best. It's a muscle loss. So in that time, just know that fasting is your friend, that estrogen loves fasting, and it loves leaner foods and extra veggies, excuse me, to metabolize that estrogen. So as you're doing that, if you are doing a 5-1-1 schedule, you can do an alternate schedule of fasting of 4-2-1. So 4 days a week of intermittent fasting, 2 days a week of a little bit of an extended fast where you're pushing into that hormetic stress, pushing yourself just a little bit, not too much, in order to elevate estrogen, and then also 1 day off so that you can help your body recover and also rebuild some of those progesterones as well. Okay. So of course, ask questions as you have them. I hope this is helping so far. And let's talk about postmenopause now. Okay, so postmenopausal women, you can do that fasting schedule, 5 days a week of intermittent fasting, 1 day a week of extended fast, and 1 day a week of taking the day off. You can also you can also fast according to the lunar cycle. For example, day one, for all of you ladies, by the way, if you don't really know how this works, day one of your cycle is the first day that you bleed. Okay, so just day one, and then to the end, day 28, or wherever your cycle ends, day 1 again begins the first day that you bleed. So that's the best way to track it. But if you no longer have an active period or cycling, you can fast according to the lunar cycle. So day 1 is the new moon. So you can look at your weather app or somewhere, Google search what the lunar cycle is or where you're at on the lunar cycle in the region of where you are in the world. There's a difference between the northern hemisphere and southern hemisphere have a different lunar thing happening. So make sure you can match it up. And then I will teach you how to, or when to fast according to your menstrual cycle and also according to the lunar cycle. Okay, so hold that thought. Okay, so fasting right now is one of those things that's super popular. It's really not a fad. It's a way of life that ancient civilizations used to live. It's actually the way our body's designed to use body fat for fuel and to not have as much body fat on our bodies, but to know when to eat and when to take a break, to give our digestive system a break and all of your digestive hormones a little bit of a break to heal and recover and repair and not feeling like they have to work constantly. So fasting is also part of many religious events today. And we often use fasting to achieve more clarity and more focus. And it's been found that in scientific circles, Hippocrates, known as the father of modern medicine, said that he liked to use or recommend fasting to spur on accelerated healing. Okay. So it's really not a movement. It's really about changing the way you eat and the frequency that you eat. And it'll help you to reverse your aging. It'll help you just to feel younger overall and to reduce some of the symptoms or experiences that people typically have when they're aging, such as can help to reverse joint pain, help to reverse memory loss, help to reverse bloating, help to heal your gut overall. What else? There's lots of other things I can't think of right now, but it'll help to reverse the aging process for you. Maybe not bring you all the way back to your teenage years or 18 years old, but it'll significantly slow down the aging process for you living out this fasting lifestyle. All right, so doing this isn't a diet per se. It's actually really is a lifestyle. This is just how our bodies were designed. And I want to teach you this week how to do that and how to get back to our roots and make the most of our life as we age. So also that one of the other cool things is that as you are fasting, it's known that if you are, as you train your body to do more extended fasts, if you do a fast for up to 48 hours, you would can increase your human growth hormone levels by 500 up to, I think it's 5,000. I hate to say that quickly, but I know it's in the thousands percent. So as we age, we start to lose muscle, especially as you're in your postmenopausal years, you tend to lose muscle rapidly. So it's really important to get in plenty of protein, about 30 grams per meal. You can do 80 to 90 grams per day as a goal for you ladies who are postmenopausal or even menopausal, actually really anybody, but especially at that postmenopausal phase, it's really important to get enough protein so you can keep your muscles strong and avoid weakening, so to avoid falls or accidents as you age. All right, some people are afraid to fast because they're afraid it'll lower their metabolism, but actually what you're going to be doing is elevating your metabolism and tapping into body fat stores and helping to balance your hormones overall. Okay, so let me tell you some of the fasting benefits. So for example, 0 to 12 hours, your insulin levels begin to drop. It allows your body to start to access body fat stores for energy. As your insulin levels drop, it triggers your body to go to body fat stores for fuel, which is really cool. As your insulin levels drop, that can happen because of eating a lower carbohydrate diet, or to get it there even more quickly is by refraining from eating for a period of time. Okay, that happens between 0 to 12 hours. After 12 to 18 hours, ketosis begins. This is where your body starts producing ketones as an alternative fuel source, meaning breaking down body fat for fuel. And as a result of this breakdown of body fat, it releases a byproduct called ketones, which is really nourishing for your brain. It helps to stimulate healing for your brain and helps to limit the amount of brain loss, or not brain loss, a memory loss and fatigue that you might have as you age. So it really helps also with brain clarity and just a steady energy for your brain overall. Your brain prefers fat for fuel as its primary source. So giving it that really helps to increase longevity of your brain. After 18 to 24 hours, you get into something called autophagy. Autophagy is where your body amazingly searches around and looks for cells that are going bad, breaks them down at the cellular level, and excretes them in from your body. So your body takes a moment to clean house metabolically and helps to reduce your chance of disease and accelerating the aging process by that really cool cleaning system called autophagy. All right, at 18 to 24 hours, you also have increased growth hormone levels, human growth hormone levels supporting muscle preservation and fat burning. Then after 24 to 48 hours, you have enhanced fat burning as the body continues to rely on stored fat for energy. And then also helps with improved insulin sensitivity, potentially reducing the risk of insulin resistance and type 2 diabetes, which is so great because so many women who are menopausal or postmenopausal tend to fall into insulin resistance, especially if you're a little bit heavier or overweight, have excess body fat. Keeping your insulin levels low will help to offset that risk for insulin resistance or type 2 diabetes. And then after 48 hours plus of fasting, you go into a deeper metabolic reset with the potential benefits for weight loss and overall metabolic health. You have continued autophagy, your self-cleaning system, supporting cellular rejuvenation and increasing your immune function. And then long-term benefits of fasting on a regular basis. You have sustainable weight loss and improved body composition, enhanced metabolic flexibility, allowing the body to efficiently switch between fuel sources, which is really cool. So the idea of fasting long-term is to train your body to prefer fat for fuel, whether it's dietary or body fat. So let's say you go on vacation and things kind of, you enjoy yourself, have vacation food, vacation eating, and then all of a sudden you're like, I need to get back on track. When you get back home, get back to your regular life, begin to get back on track with your fasting schedule and your dietary habits, then your body will switch back fairly quickly within a couple of days, just like with exercise, with muscle memory. Same thing with living out a fasting lifestyle. That metabolic flexibility, being able to go back and forth, is really, really helpful. All right, so I have some extra notes here. I just want to get done in time for you all. All right, so let's see here. During menopause, hormonal changes can make weight loss more challenging for women, but fasting is excellent during menopause because it helps to regulate your insulin, reduce insulin resistance, reduces symptoms of menopause, supports your hormone balance by aiding in weight management, promotes the utilization of stored fat for energy, especially for decreased estrogen levels during menopause. It helps to heal your gut and reduce bloating. What else? Yeah, and it also increases your human growth hormone, like I said earlier. What else? Just want to make sure I'm not missing anything for you all. Okay, so fasting for perimenopause. So what you want to do is if you do still have a period, you want to make sure that you're fasting according to your cycle. Again, day 1 is the first day you bleed. So I have an app called the Clue. It's Clue, CLUE app. And I like to use that to track my cycle. And so I know when to fast according to my cycle. So for example, during the first 10 days, days 1 to 10 of your cycle, estrogen is high. And at that point, I usually wait a couple of days till after I start bleeding to really start fasting. Once I'm really settled in, estrogen is high and likes fasting. So that time you can do all types of fasting. You can stretch your fasting times at that time. You can experiment with different types of fasting and just making sure to include ketogenic foods, lots of fats, proteins, and veggies. Estrogen loves those foods, whereas progesterone, the opposite, she prefers more carby foods and relaxation. All right, on days 11 to 15, the ovulation window should involve Some extensive, nothing too extensive, but you can fast moderately up to 15 to 16 hours is recommended, adding in those same estrogen foods that I was just talking about, fats, proteins, and veggies. Day 16 to 19, fasting can resume and continue with all types of fasting. And then you can go back to your mainly ketogenic lifestyle. And then days 20, like I said earlier, days 20 until the end, till day 1 again, you want to support progesterone by increasing your intake of progesterone supporting foods and also taking a break, taking it easy with exercise, maybe doing some walking, some stretching, some easy exercise, and then letting your body allow yourself to nurture your body at that time. So you don't want to go any longer than 13 hours without food and making sure you're getting in plenty of those healthy carbohydrates in. And magnesium. Magnesium is super important at that time. Women age 50 to 55, like I said, the 5-1-1, 5 days a week intermittent fasting, anywhere between 15 to 18 hours, 5 days a week. You can do 1 day a week of a 24-hour plus fast, and then 1 day a week taking the day off and letting your body recover. And then for postmenopausal women, age 50 plus, depending on where you hit menopause, you still want to build in progesterone foods, and you want to get in those high quality fats and proteins to build your body. And this will help to maintain a healthy hormonal balance for yourself as you age. Getting in plenty of exercise, especially for postmenopausal women, getting in plenty of strength training, whether you're using any equipment or weights or resistance bands or whatever, or just using your body weight. This is a really important time to increase muscle tone and mass because you're losing it quickly, but you can increase it by a fasting lifestyle and also getting in plenty of protein. Like I said before, at least 30 grams per meal, up to 90 to 100 per day. It's hard to do, but you have to be really intentional about eating a large, when you break your fast, do a large amount of protein for your first meal, and then have protein snacks throughout the day and at dinner time, making that a priority. So you can also, like I said, fast according to the lunar cycle. Days 1 to 5 of the lunar cycle, you can fast for 15 hours. Days 6 to 10, 17 plus hours. Days 11 to 15, you can fast for 15 hours. Days 16 to 19, 17 or more hours. And then days 20 to 30, just like I was saying earlier, you want to fast no more than 15 to 16 hours max. So if you want information, I actually have a whole chart in the back of my book, which is really fabulous, that one of my really great friends, Nicole Parici, she's a master of chart making and design. So I have this really great chart, how well you can see it in the back of my book, that tells you what types of foods, for example, right here, what types of foods support hormones. And then over here, it says how to break a fast, foods to eat. And then up here, there's a whole guide on how to fast according to your cycle or lunar cycle. So if you haven't grabbed a copy of my book yet, go ahead and do that. You can go to my website, cynthiaray.com, and scroll down just a bit and you'll find my book and you can grab a copy. So what we're doing this week is all about introducing you to this topic and give you some quick little overview and outline of what I share in my book and what I teach my group. This book actually came out of my 21-day sugar detox. The first group that I had go through it did amazing, and they're feeling really good and wanted more, but I didn't have anything more at the time. So I quickly put together a test group of these ladies, and we started creating this program that I have, the Fat Loss After 40, which actually is an online course called the Ageless Body Blueprint, How to Be Fit, Fabulous, and Fierce After 40. So that group is opening up September 9th. Registration will open up on Friday for early bird registration. So when we're done here. So if you're interested in being a part of this group, and we're going to go through every week, we're going to watch a video based on all these principles. It's much more detailed, much more entailed than what we're doing here today, and walking through this lifestyle with you to become the fit, fabulous, and fierce woman that you long to be. So just want to give you a heads up on that. We start September 9th. Registration opens on Friday. And yeah, so let me share with you a brief testimonial and we'll head out. So, and I'll give you your homework too. So one of the ladies in our group, Brenda, who's actually in my group right now, we just finished the 4th round of the Ageless Body Blueprint. She has been following the steps to everything that I've been sharing diligently, and following the recipe to feel her best. And she has surprised herself with how much weight she has lost. Actually pretty quickly, but more than that, it's been a mindset shift for her. And that's what allowed her to get to the place of her ultimate wellness that she's at now, because she shifted her mindset from putting other people in her life as a major priority and putting her needs on the back shelf, and has switched that to putting herself as a priority so she can better serve the people in her life and create healthy boundaries, which I really believe has been instrumental in helping her to get the results that she has gotten on this journey. So anyway, I hope that's an encouragement to you, Brenda. Congratulations. She's still working away with us, and I would love to have each of you, or have you join us for this next round of the Ageless Body Blueprint. We're going to be using my book as a resource. This one, the Faster Way to Fat Loss After 40 book, as a resource as we go along this journey together in my group. Okay, today's homework is to continue fasting for about 13 to 14 hours. If you want to go a little bit longer, go to 16. Go for it. If you are charting your cycle using the Clue app, then you're going to fast according to that. And if you need anything from me, let me know. And then also you're going to be incorporating those healthy fats, avocado, olive oil, coconut oil. You can add in nut butter, unsweetened nut butter, just to get those healthy fats, and make sure that you have a serving of that at each meal. Olives, of course, are delicious too. And let me know what you're going to be doing for your homework today, and I will put you into the raffle. Just comment below what you're going to be doing, and I will put you into the raffle for winning a prize tomorrow. All right, I'll see you all tomorrow, and we're going to be talking about fitness after 40. Talk to you soon.